Actually, can you do...
Hello! Welcome to Encounter Roleplay as Colin and I argue about who is going to do the intro. I'm so excited, it's Tuesday. I was off all of last week and it feels like it's been forever since we got to hang out. And I'm super excited to be back in 1944 in Belgium, in the Cthulhu acting Modifius 2D20 world. I know the order that things should be set in. Let's go around and say hello to everyone else because clearly I need more coffee in my life. We are going to go across the screen, that way, to the wonderful CLERICOFKORD. Hello, Kat. How are you doing today?
Hi.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm doing good. I
was going to say, did I hear applause?
Coffee. I think we all could use a bit more today. I may have to go make a cup here shortly. Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm ready. Judith is stressed and ready to kill some very unprofessional people. She stayed alive this long. She's not going to let these idiots get her killed this close to the end of the war.
No one wants to be the last person to die in a war, as Colin likes to remind us often. Let's hop on down below the wonderful CLERICOFKORD to the wonderful Party White Games and Rindis. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, hi, how's it going, everybody? I'm Rindis of Party White Games, and I am so glad to be back in this wonderful accents. It has been so long.
The Spasiba is very good to have back. Very excited for our good Russian friend. A reminder to everyone in the audience that throughout tonight's show, we will be having polls, so you can guess which one of us is a traitor. I just bring this up now for no reason, as I hop on down to Laugh Love Lindy. Hi, Lindy.
Hi, I'm Lindy, and I'm not a traitor. I will be playing Helen Phillips, Private Helen Phillips. She is a sniper from New Zealand, not Australia, and you know, she's just, this isn't her typical kind of mission, and she's a bit nervous about all this, especially because she doesn't speak any German and she doesn't know anything about, you know, like blending in and infiltration. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure there's nothing to worry about.
Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about at all for the wonderful Mabel Smith. Hello. How does it work? Kate Madison.
Hello. Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Actors at Work on socials and Kate Madison on Twitch and in life. And yeah, happy to be back after a week off and interested to find out what the heck is about to happen to us all. Well, especially to the ones who have gone on ahead, because, you know, we split the party. So, oh, well. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. But last week, or the last episode was quite nerve-wracking, meeting very scary Nazis and things. So I don't know what's going to happen this week, but maybe I'll find a vehicle and we'll just drive and run away. It'll be fine.
Yes, when in doubt with scary Nazis, just keep talking and hope for the best. That is my policy as VERITY WRIGHT, and has worked out so far, I think. Codebreaker extraordinaire, saboteur, general flirt, having a wonderful time in the war. Very excited to be here in Belgium today. Colin. Friend. Hi.
General flirt and flirted with generals.
You know what, baby. Thank you so much to Totally Not the Spy for that £30 donation. Is that Pet Pals? Is that what we just got?
That's Pet Pals.
Can we just get Pet Pals?
Yep.
Can we get pets? I am very
excited. Yep.
Does that mean Verity gets to adopt her very own private?
Yeah, honestly, Verity already has several pets at this point, but I suppose we can find you one more. Wow. Who is totally not a spy? I wonder. Well, whoever they are, they're not a spy. Yeah. So thank you for that. I'm Colin, COLINOMICON. I roll dice and pretend to be other people, and in this particular game, I roll dice and pretend to be a lot of very unsavory people. And I'm super excited to be back with all of you. I missed all of you while we were away, and I'm ready to just get back into the very, very tense situation we left off in last time. So, if we're all ready to roll, let's do it. So, quick recap. Last time around, the party, after finding Gaston Moreau, their contact, gravely injured by a sniper fire at a tree, at the charred oak tree. They managed to heal him up a bit, escort him back to town, get him to the village of Arduet. Along the way, making a quick pit stop so that Judith could pick up a secret identity, because she just had one of those laying around. After getting to Arduet, they, split the party and decided to take two different routes to get to the Black Boar Inn. One group going straight through town, another group taking a side road. They both ran into their fair share of Nazi forces along the way, and their contact, Gaston, still bleeding from a bullet wound to the abdomen, got a pretty thorough shit kicking by a bunch of troopers on the way. And our other group tried to sweet-talk their way through a Nazi barricade, only to be stopped by someone not very sweet, but who nonetheless carries that sobriquet, Sweet Liesel Baum, the infamous SS lieutenant who is in the area and trying to keep resistance down. The two groups did manage to make it through their respective trials and tribulations after I spent all my threat, making it extremely difficult for them, and made it to the Black Boar Inn. At the Black Boar Inn, they met Madame Lemieux. They got the Gaston up on the table and worked on in the back room, and met with Jacques, another resistance contact, not to be confused with Jack, which is Gaston's apparent real name. And then two of them decided to go ahead, Judith and Helen, decided to go ahead to the Ferme Dubois, which is their safe house they've been trying to get to, a little farmhouse out in the country. They went through some tunnels to scope it out, made it to the farmhouse, and as Judith went through the trap door with her silenced well-rod pistol well in hand, she was greeted by Marcel, the contact that they were meant to meet, who's been establishing their safe house for them. Marcel, apparently thinking that this safe house was absolutely safe, carelessly flicked a cigarette out the window just as they arrived, in response to me spending more threat. This cigarette, however, was not innocuous and was noticed by a nearby German trooper, a very drunk, very belligerent, very unpleasant character by the name of Hans, who this same party had met earlier in the town square and was responsible for the aforementioned shit-kicking of Gaston Moreau. The cigarette flew out the window, Hans got a peek of it, and then, well, that's where we need to have a little discussion, because careful observers will notice that we are doing a slight retcon at this moment, because there was a misunderstanding between myself and Kat about what actually happened there. Judith and Helen are not aware that Hans has seen the cigarette go out the window. So, Kat had said at the end of the last episode that she was going to shoot Marcel in the head. I think the idea being that they were being sold out. Oh, you're muted, Kat. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, that's what she was thinking, but apparently... Yeah.
Ooh, and I just got a bane from Celeste. Thank you, Celeste, writing that down. But yes, that was the misunderstanding. Celeste. But now we're gonna go. But now we're gonna go back to just at that moment. Marcel took Judith up through the trapdoor. He recited the code word, the passphrase, excuse me, which Judith responded to. The passphrase being "It tolls for thee." And then he carelessly flicked his cigarette out the window. Judith, that's where you are now, just as he has opened that and flicked it.
And in a mixture of French with a bit of Yiddish, she's hissing at him, "What are you doing, you stupid schmuck?"
Hey, look, wait, what are you talking about? Did I...
Don't. Shh. This place is supposed to be
think
abandoned,
Helen's
right?
fingers are like at the window where she's trying to catch the cigarette before it flew out, and she's just like...
The Nazis
Well, you just
don't come by here.
throw a lit
This isn't
cigarette.
even on their
Yeah.
radar.
It doesn't have to be Nazis, it could be anyone, really. Anyone walking by
Yes,
going, oh,
anybody
look, a
that's-
cigarette. Also, there
Yeah,
are
what-
sheep out there, and lit cigarettes can cause a fire. You did not properly extinguish that, sir.
All right, I
I mean, have you
definitely
seen
didn't think that.
a ball? Have you seen a sheep covered in wool and lanolin on 4 legs on fire? Those are scary.
No, that sounds
Awful
awful.
for the sheep. Yes.
But
Smells
you don't
like
think
lamb
about the sheep,
everywhere.
you only think about yourself. It's she kind of just
Okay, I'm
takes a
sorry.
step away.
I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
I'll be more careful. Okay.
Please. And again, I think Judith is speaking entirely in French with this.
Yeah, Marcel is definitely responding in French as well. I don't remember if Helen speaks French.
She does not. She's
Do you
talking
speak
in
French?
English. She's just going on about these poor sheep. She doesn't know if he's apologizing or what, but he was apologetic, so that's fine.
Yeah, so in contrast to Gaston, his Marcel's French is extremely fluent, and his English is a little bit rough. So this definitely strikes you as someone who is, unlike Gaston, the real deal. Someone who's actually
A native.
from here.
Yeah.
A native.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Definitely a native Belgian. So, I was told that there was going to be more of you.
Yeah, we
Did
figured
some of your
we'd
people
scout
not
ahead,
make
make
it?
sure the place wasn't compromised.
Oh, okay. Well, no, not compromised. You're welcome to have a look around and get yourself set up, get yourself comfortable. Do we need to go extract your people from somewhere else?
We'll
They're
check and we'll
back at,
get them.
yeah. How far away is the German encampment from here?
Yeah, well, Gaston will give you the full briefing on that, but Outpost 13, as we've been calling it, is only about 3 miles just south by southwest from here. That's where we suspect they've got Marta.
Right.
Permanent enclosures, or are they set up in tents and?
I guess you'd call it semi-permanent. Sort of. They built it around this old mine there. There's an old mine shaft that goes down in there, and they've put up barbed wire and fences and whatnot, but it looks like maybe they're starting to move out a little bit. So that might be an opening for you. Again, this is just
Move
what
out where?
I've gotten from... Well, that's... I don't know. But, like I said, Gaston can give you more of the details on this once... where is Gaston?
Gaston is recovering from a hole in the stomach. He was shot. The jarred oak is no longer safe.
Noted. But he should recover?
That's what they said.
Hazards of the profession. All right.
Yeah.
Are any of you injured? Do you need anything?
No.
I'm good.
Good.
And
And Judith is
And
going
Helen's looking over the
to
house
take a.
while they're
Yep.
talking.
Judith has been doing the same thing, and she's also looking for that symbol from her own contacts, from her handler.
Okay.
See if there's anything here. If they know. Yeah.
Yes. So what you see, this house is just a like 3-room farmhouse.
Mm-hmm.
You are in kind of an open dining room area. I mean, just general living space. There is at the back an open archway that leads into a small but reasonably well-appointed kitchen. And then off the back of the house, so looking to your right, off the back is another room that is sort of a sunroom type area. But it's been, all the windows are boarded up. There's wood covering the windows, and then behind it is blackout curtains that are keeping out any light from getting out of here. There is a ladder to your left that leads up to what appears to be just a loft above you, a sort of attic crawl space, but nothing that looks terribly finished. Strewn about this living space, you see that there are some boxes of supplies, rations, some simple food. There are some weapons, not a hell of a lot, and a lot of it looks to be stolen German weapons. And there is a table with a radio set up, and some cots that are lining the walls. Very simple bedding, but nothing very fancy. It looks like people here are just trying to keep a very low profile, not make too much noise. It doesn't appear to be a kind of supply depot. There's really not, huge caches of anything here. Just enough to something to supply a small team like you guys.
Okay. Because just slight, she's been in the war for a few years, paranoia. She's gonna move a couple of the smaller weapons, like maybe like a rifle and like 2 pistols from the small weapon stash, or just one of each, and put that up in the loft, kind of tuck it in so that it's not visible unless you went looking for it, just in case. Okay.
Yeah, I'll say there's a little, looks like a German Luger, stolen Nazi officer pistol that you can actually see does still have a touch of blood on the grip, probably taken right from a dead man's hand. But yeah, perfect for stashing away for a rainy day.
Yep. So she'll just be doing that because she doesn't speak French, and this guy doesn't seem terribly bright. So
we know that Verity has a radio with her, correct?
Yes. Yeah, Verity, I believe. Mabel, Mabel had it? Mabel.
I think I'm looking after it, but Verity is going to use it, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I think Judith is going to go over to the radio, and she'll send just like a brief kind of message, indicating that they should proceed to the house.
We were going to go back. We had 45 minutes before they did something, because we didn't want to send any signals to and from town.
Right. That's right. Okay. Then I think she's just going to go over to the radio, and you'll see her just kind of turn it on, send a very brief message, and then head back. Well, shall we go get them?
Yep, I think it looks decent enough here.
What is your message?
She's sending a message to her handler.
Oh.
Just a quick field action. Yeah, just a quick field action report.
Okay. As I did actually mention a while ago, when you first got that radio from General Strang, he mentioned that radio usage is potentially dangerous, and because the Germans do have the ability to intercept radio signals.
Yep.
So to that end,
don't I have the radio though? So how can Judith use it?
We have a radio. We have a radio.
There's one at the.
Here.
There's a radio in the farmhouse.
Just radio usage is.
Yeah.
There's a stationary radio. So for that,
oh dear.
Basically, what I'm going to have you do is roll to try to determine whether or not you can make the message brief and cryptic enough that even if it were intercepted, it wouldn't be treated as a threat. Failing this roll will result in me getting threat. So.
Okay.
I'm going to call this Yeah, I'm going to call this a reason tactics roll.
Okay.
You only need 1 success to succeed, so 2d20 to start with. What is your target number?
10.
10. All right.
So we have 6 momentum.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and burn momentum to get an extra d20 on this.
Okay.
So 3.
Momentum pool goes down to 5.
And my focus is. I'm sorry. What our focus
You have a
is the
focus.
number that we're.
Do you have
Unless you
a?
have
That's
a
right.
specific focus in the thing
That
like
applies,
climbing
yeah,
for
with the-
athletics or rifle for fighting.
Yeah.
Unless you have a focus, it's just a crit range of one.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
Yeah. So
Okay.
just be one.
No, I don't have a focus. Okay.
All right. So just 3d20. Got to get at least under one.
Yeah.
One time under a 10.
One success.
By the skin of your teeth, and no complications either. So, yeah, you send a very quick message that you manage to sort of code quickly. Something that just sounds innocuous, very, very quick, only a short burst radio transmission. And
Yep.
Mabel, back where you are at the Black Boar Inn, you do suddenly hear that crackling coming through the radio.
Verity, there's might be a message coming through.
Hold on, just finishing these eggs.
Well, I'll do
Verity.
the eggs.
Still
You take
making
the radio,
omelette.
it's crackling.
Right,
just
well,
making
don't
omelette.
hit the
Pan
pan.
over.
Needs more butter.
Okay.
Goes to check out the radio.
Yeah, so Judith, tell me quickly, what does she hear coming through the radio?
What she hears is I'm trying to think how she would phrase it. Weeds in the garden are spreading.
All right, I like that. So that's what you get through the radio, Verity. Weeds in the garden are spreading, and recognizing Judith's voice.
Interesting. Not a code that we discussed. Verity pulls out a little notebook. She makes a note of what was said. And she flicks back a few pages to the rest of her kind of coded notes to see if there's any correlation with anything she's picked up elsewhere.
All right. And you...
Well, you
Don't imagine there is. But,
No. But you
well,
are
it's going to
skilled
section
in
M
cryptography.
handler.
Oh, I'm sorry, Kat. I that's my mistake.
Yeah, it's
that
going to our
shouldn't
section
have
M
even-
handler.
I'm sorry. Yes, I misunderstood
That's
that.
okay.
That was my mistake.
No worries.
Yes. So with that, I think all you would get back to that is just a very quick, just clicking sound, a short burst Morse code that is essentially a heard, acknowledged, understood.
Yep.
Just a confirmation of receipt, and we got you. They don't talk on the radio
Right.
much.
Yeah, no. And then look at Helen and say, are we ready to go get the rest? You're muted.
Yeah, we should be ready to go. Oh, I checked out the place. It looks alright. Not ideal, but it'll do.
All right. Well, if you all are headed back, you've got 5 coming, right? I'll try to get things a little more set up to make it comfortable for y'all while you're here.
Right. And, yeah, we'll just keep an ear out. We'll give a little knock at the door. And she'll give, like, an example knock, but the way she'll knock, it sounds almost as if, it's just kind of, like, maybe more just nudging the floorboards to sound like a creak. Rather than just a, hey guys, we're here. Like, because I'm sure she would have, you know, had to give subtle signals out in the field. So she'll give an example of that.
Yeah.
Like, that's what it'll sound like when we're back. And then you can open the door.
You got it. And
All right.
thanks for all. I mean, thank you all for doing this. We would like to get Marta back. She was a great leader.
Yeah, just
Helen's already gone.
no more cigarettes at the window, right? That's the last thing she says to him.
No more
Think of the
cigarettes.
sheep.
Think first, always, of the sheep.
And
All right.
Judith is following Helen.
All right. So the two of you go back down into the tunnels. As before, it's dark. You do have a flashlight. Wet, dark, dank, but not a terribly long journey. You have signs on the floor to follow back.
Mhm.
And, ooh, first retweet goal hit. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. That is going to get a boon for our people. So I'm going to write that one down, too, to use at an appropriate time. Thank you to everyone who retweeted. So, as you traverse back through the tunnels, and about 30 to 40 minutes later, come back up through the hatch in the kitchen of the Black Boar Inn. Where is everyone? Alexi, Mabel, Verity, where are y'all as you've been passing the time for about the last half hour it took them to get back? What are y'all doing?
Alexi
Let's
would
start
have
with
been.
Alexi, yeah.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Alexi
No,
would
go
have
ahead,
been
Alexi. Start.
keeping watch. He would have been posted up. They had slipped out the back door last time we played, right? It's been 2 weeks.
They went down through a hatch in the kitchen floor last time to get into
Yeah,
the
he
tunnel.
would have been watching any backdoor access near the kitchen because the other guys had the front covered. So he would just be making sure that nobody was coming around, and he probably, listened in on any radio chatter, but was otherwise keeping to himself.
All right. Mabel, what you been up to?
Well, she had gone out and scouted a vehicle out the back, if I remember correctly. That there was a sort of like market truck out the back. So she'd been aware of that, and helped Verity make eggs a little bit. I think that's I think that's her main thing, unless there's anything, unless she found anything sort of broken that she could help mend that needed to be done. I suppose finding out whose vehicle that is and whether it's subtly finding out whose vehicle it was to decide whether it's borrowable or whether she could ask for it or whether she just borrows it.
Yeah.
So, maybe.
So Madame Lemieux would have told you that truck out back is not hers and belongs to one of the men who runs a farm stand just nearby. In fact, that truck is used for a guy who comes in to deliver farm fresh eggs from here. In fact, you bought some of them earlier and are currently eating said eggs and making omelets with them. So it's Eggman's truck. So
It's
have that on your
Eggman's.
conscience if you want to steal it.
I mean, it's a backup. We're hoping that the tunnels are fine, but the vehicle is there as if they come back and say nope, we can't go here, then they might need a get out clause. And that could just mean hiding on Egg Truck until we go back to Egg Farm instead of the other farm, So, yeah.
Always have an Egg Truck
sort of
escape route.
scouted it. Absolutely. Don't get egg on your face. So, yeah.
All right. And Verity, what you been up to when they come?
Well, I've had a lovely breakfast, and then I've been working on various codes in my little notebook. And looking out the window, having a very nice time, checking my watch occasionally to see how we're doing. They only had 45 minutes after all, and it's quite a sprint. Casually, occasionally looking at Injured Man and thinking, we really should have killed him, but that's all right.
Injured Man, or Gaston, as he is known.
Yes, the
He's
ever so
lying on
competent
the-
Gaston, also known as Jack.
Yes. Jack, yes, he's not great at cover. Not his thing. He is lying on the big metal table in the kitchen. And as Helen and Judith come back up through the hatch in the kitchen floor, his head kind of lolls to the side. He clears his bleary eyes and says, is everything all right? Is Marcel there?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he's an idiot, but he's there.
But, yeah. Do you have anybody inside the encampment?
At 13?
Yes. Were you able
Only
to
the one
establish
that they're-
anyone inside?
Only one of ours in there
Only
is
the
the
one
one
that
they're
they're
holding captive.
Right. All right.
I can give you the full brief just as soon as the morphine fully wears off. Legs are a little weak right now.
Yeah.
But
Are there, Judith,
just thanks for not listening to your English friend and killing me. Appreciate it.
For the record, actually said send him back, but that's okay.
Difference without a distinction, lady.
are there any eggs left?
Yeah, I'm starving.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Judith,
Oh, thank goodness.
yeah. Judith walks over and helps herself to some eggs and a cup of coffee. And then we'll pull out a cigarette and light it up.
Yeah, Madame
Yeah.
Mew is very accommodating and actually goes back to the kitchen to make more food for the rest of you. Brings you out more eggs, bits of bread, cheese, pours some extra coffee for you, and sits down
Yeah.
near you, Judith, and lights a cigarette of her own, and sits around the table with a lot of you.
Helen hails the
Judith,
food
alive?
and eat all food put in front of her like a soldier who's been in the trenches for several years. It's gone.
It's good to have something that's not rations, salted pork.
Oh yeah.
Alexei, how are your ribs?
I am still wrapping my brain around you getting rations of pork, but my ribs are fine.
Well, there's a lot of
Yes, well, we
don't
don't.
warthog in Africa, so a lot of pork.
He just kind of 1,000-yard stares at the thought of getting eaten the rations. Yes, okay.
Not everyone has access to cat.
Even cat is luxury. We have to eat rats and turnips.
I thought you did that anyways. And she just kind of gives him a
yes,
wink, teasing him.
Yeah.
It's not like we're not used
says-
to it.
Not like we aren't used to it, but you have to actually go catch rats now. There used to be a wide abundance in Moscow before war.
Well,
what
what
a
a lovely
lovely
war we're all
conversation.
having. Yes.
Yes.
He probably also said something about the decadence of capitalism when Verity over buttered the eggs too.
Excuse me. One does not over butter eggs. How dare you, sir?
Any butter is over butter to our Soviet friend.
Right. Well, are we going? Are we
So
staying?
are we tunneling? Because there is a van out back
Yeah,
if
we're
we
good.
need. Tunnel.
Right.
It might be
Tunnels
Drive-
good.
might be expecting tunnels.
Driving up to an abandoned farmhouse, though, might raise some suspicions.
draw some attention.
Agreed. That was a backup. I just was like, I just eyed one just in case. If you didn't come back, we might need a different plan.
Might be good for escape
tunnels.
later.
Yeah.
Tunnels, yes.
Well, we know there's one
Yes,
here
ma'am.
until the market ends, and then the Eggman will probably leave.
All right, good to know. Let's
Okay.
get to it. There's a radio there, a few weapons, sheep.
Some rations.
What an interesting array of items.
Well, the sheep are outside.
Okay, I thought the
They're
sheep
pretty
was
cute.
suddenly sort of important in some way that we needed to. Okay, fine.
I mean,
Good.
sheep are always important.
No, yes, no, sorry, didn't mean anything negative about sheep. I just was curious as to radio, weapons, and then sheep were the three main objectives, and I just wondered if I was missing something on the sheep front. That's all. I mean, I suppose
No,
you
sheep
can
are
hide
just-
things in the wool.
They're just great.
Quite useful.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that too. They're just, soft and cute and.
How big are they? Are they
Right.
round?
Delicious.
Madame Lemieux drags her cigarette and is like, is sheep a code word for something, or are you actually just all talking about sheep?
She's from New Zealand.
Like,
Don't
she's
worry
actually
about
talking
it.
about sheep.
Okay, we are just talking about sheep. Good to know.
Shall we?
He looks embarrassed and just starts heading towards the tunnel again.
Before I go, Judith would like to exchange the lucky strikes that she's got for some wrapping paper, some tobacco and wrapping papers.
Okay. And
If Madame
yeah,
Lemieux can do that.
she does. And Madame Lemieux, she goes behind the bar. You ask her for some tobacco and wrapping paper. She goes behind the bar and opens up a small kind of cigar box that she has and pulls out a nice pouch, excuse me, of some fine imported Virginia tobacco and a pack of wrapping papers for you. Yeah, the good stuff. And then throws in a pack of jetons there just to be nice.
Ah, merci. And then she will hand over the lucky strikes that she got from the quartermaster because doesn't want to be caught with American cigarettes.
And Judith, it's Judith, right?
Vera Garing.
Oh, yes, Vera. I have something I think you'll find useful. Where did I leave that now? She starts opening drawers. Yes. Here, I think for someone like you, this'll come in handy. And she pulls out a little pocket knife and hands it over to you. And
Merci.
as you look at it, you see that it has several more attachments than simply a knife. It appears to be sort of a Swiss Army knife. However, when you open it up, the attachments, there is a knife in it, but the other attachments are lockpicks. This is a lockpick knife, which you can find in the Chapter 7 of the Player's Handbook. I can put the stats for that in here.
Alrighty, thank you.
Yeah, just breaking and entering may as well make it easier for you.
Yes, appreciate it. Appreciate it, thank you. You guys stay safe. Don't forget about the chart oak. You may want to stay on your toes around here.
Right. Well, the Nazis, at least they don't stay here at night. We only have to deal with them in the morning. As long as we can get through the dawn, we can usually get through the day.
Right. Take care.
Colin.
And,
Yeah.
Sorry. No, Kat, you finish.
nope, she was just going to say bon chance and head down the tunnels.
Bonjour.
I was just thinking, since we had some downtime and Verity was kind of pootling around, so to speak, can I have made a prototype to help the people here at this house? Something maybe to do with the oven, some sort of maybe like a flip switch, so that if they get raided or something, they can just quickly burn down the house if they need to, something like that.
Ooh, yeah, basically rig a self-destruct button from the gas line or
give
something
them
like that.
give them something that they'll find useful as a like cheers for having us.
Yeah, all right.
Because I have the talent prototype, so I can construct unusual and experimental devices with a difficulty 2 engineering skill test. When I do select talents, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. So.
Is that cool? I try.
Is that under? You have a talent for this, right?
Talent prototype. Yep.
Oh yeah. So a difficulty 2 engineering test, and you have a focus in electronics. I don't think that.
No, I don't think it will apply.
Can I help in any way with my jerry rig skill talent?
Yeah. What's that do?
It's an engineering thing as well, and it says when you attempt to skill test to repair a machine, you may generate two threat to reduce the difficulty of that test by 1 to a minimum of 0, but the repairs are only temporary. The repairs last for the rest of the current scene. So maybe that's not all that useful. Actually.
You could do a regular assist though, to give me an extra dice.
I've got engineering. If it's an engineering thing, I've got engineering stuff. So yeah, I could maybe.
Yeah. So
Right, so
Mabel, roll reason engineering. This is a help roll, so
I've
just
got
roll
mechanical 1d20. Okay, I've got electronics and mechanical engineering as a focus. If any of those help.
The mechanical one will count for this. That will definitely count.
Okay.
So
reason? Did you say an engineering? 14.
Yes, reason engineering. You only roll 1d20 to see if you can help out Verity. If you get under your target number, you will give her another d20.
I did that wrong. Wait, target numbers. Yes.
Boom.
I got a 12.
That'll do.
Success.
So yeah, how are you helping Verity design a self-destruct button?
So what are you doing, Verity? You're taking something linked to the cooker somehow, maybe.
Yeah, so I'm imagining this is probably like a gas cooker, so that should be pretty easy to set up like a self-destruct for. But
I'll help. I guess I'll help set up. You know, like cars use sort of an ignition kind of lighter type thing to get them going. Do they? 'Cause I don't know nothing about
like a
cars,
spark.
but I do. Yeah, so like she'll help set up that part of it where I expect there's a sort of like a switch that turns it from like heat the oven to do too much and then go like leak everywhere. So she'll help rig that ignition moment that you can sort of trigger, and maybe it can be triggered from like the outside of the house somehow.
Yeah, so I think the prototype element is that we've set it up as a remote with a delay. So maybe Verity uses her pocket watch or something to give them a timer to try and make it a predictable thing. Because you can set up an oven to blow up very quickly, very easily. But I think the thing that makes it special is we can do it as like a semi-remote timed.
Yeah.
All right, so I need to roll reason.
Not hard.
Yeah, reason engineering. Okay.
Reason engineering.
So that's 11.
Yes, you don't have a focus.
And I get an additional d20.
Yep. So you have 3d20, and remember your difficulty is 2 on this for the prototype.
Yes.
So you need to get 2 successes, which means your crit range is also you will get a crit fail on a 19 or a 20.
We have some momentum if you want to grab another.
3 successes.
Whoa.
She didn't need it.
Oh. Yeah, I didn't need it. Top up that momentum. Alright, that pays forward into momentum. And let me see, that prototype thing, is there any other... Let's see, after the device is used...
Alright.
Yeah, no, that really applies at the moment, the other stuff that's in there.
Yeah, it doesn't really do much at the moment.
The amount of damage it does, but yes, if it comes to it, I will definitely make a note of that. Charlie made a bomb.
Yeah.
Made an oven bomb.
Did. Remote
Okay.
delay oven bomb for Charlie.
Remote delay of bomb. Oh, Charlie, you're the gift that keeps on giving. All right. So that may come into play depending on
That's my
what goes
secret.
terribly
I am the bomb.
right or wrong. I am the bomb. So
I am the bomb.
yes, you do. Yeah, Charlie. Yeah, just tell me kind of what it looks like. That's just the last thing I'm curious about. Your little device.
So within the oven itself, if you really stick your head in it, you can see at the back the small pocket watch that Verity has put in there. And this is a pocket watch that was given to her by a private who was very enamored with her. It's kind of a cheap and tacky thing, but she's had it for a while. But it was the only thing she could find. So that's got an actual mechanism within it that she's using to help mechanize the spark thing. So it hits a certain point on its rotation and it'll go off. And the way that's activated is with pushing in the little doodah that makes the ticky hands go. And there's like a little wire or something like that, some sort of copper maybe wire that you pull to get the pin to drop. I know lots of things about watches and ovens. Can you tell?
Watches,
the
ovens,
ticky hand thing,
bomb.
the little boopy. Yeah.
The boopy, yeah, the boopy. And yeah, I assume you explained this to Madame Lemieux and Gaston.
Yeah.
Have you? That this is there. Yeah. Madame Lemieux thanks you profusely and says that she hopes that if it comes to it, that they catch a hell of a lot of Nazis in the blast.
Your efforts in the war is appreciated.
All right, well, you better get going, and thank you very much. So, y'all head down into the tunnels. As you, after your half hour, 40-minute traversal through the tunnels, you come back up in the Ferme Dubois in the house, and you see that Marcel has laid out more cots. He's put some kind of rough blankets as being charitable, but really kind of just scraps of cloth, that very roughly cut scraps of cloth to act as blankets on these cots, some pillows stuffed with straw, and he is busying himself moving about the kitchen, trying not to make too much noise, and you notice that he's not using the stove or anything that might give off heat or smoke, but is just getting out bits of looks to be stale bread that he's laying out on plates with some cheese and stuff for the rest of you. You guys are going to be so filled up on bread and cheese by the time this thing is over. And he kind of like looks to Judith for like approval when you come back in, like, am I doing this right? I'm trying to be quiet.
She looks around. Thank you.
Sure. Right. Well, you all have the run of the place now. I think perhaps it's best if I head back to the Black Boar, get the briefing from Gaston, and then come back and see you if he's in no shape to go anywhere on his own.
He's not really. Probably won't be for a bit.
Right. Well, we always knew that was a possibility when you get into this, but like I said, hazards of the profession. Freedom fighting is messy business. And he looks to Verity and Mabel and Alexei and just gives a sort of curt bow, and Marcel, it's very good to have all of you here, and thank you for helping to find Marta. Right, I should be off. I'll leave you all to it.
Yes, right.
Take care and
He
try not
scoots
to
down
die.
into the tunnel. Yep. Thank you, comrade. And he pops down the tunnel and back toward the Black Boar Inn. So you all now, it is starting to get into the afternoon now. It is November, so it gets dark relatively early. So the sky is beginning to turn orange outside. Night is approaching.
I will go over to one of the little slanted windows that he kind of flicked the cigarette out of, but on the other side of the house that's probably not facing the road or whatever. Be like, see Mabel, sheep. Show her the adorable sheep outside.
Meh.
Why are there
Right.
sheep?
Right.
Because this used to
Apparently
be a
they're
sheep
key.
farm.
Radio, weapons, sheep.
They're just,
Mm,
if you hear them making a lot of strange noises, like sheep alarm noises, that could be a good tip-off that someone's approaching.
Oh, they're guard sheep. Got you. Right. Perfect.
Kind of,
What
yeah.
sort of noises are weird sheep noises?
I'll let you know if I hear any.
Okay.
If you don't know
okay,
them,
good.
yeah,
Well,
you might not realize. Okay.
no. Right. So,
Right.
anyone know what the plan is? We're here, at least.
We were going to rescue
all the
the
windows-
missing person.
Yes.
Well, we have to
Is
wait
she-
for a full briefing from Gaston as to what's going on in 13. So until we get that,
Oh, we
can't
just
move
left
on
him
that.
behind. Should we have actually brought him with us?
No,
then?
that Marcel's going to get the briefing from him and then come back and give it to us.
Right.
Because
Understood.
Gaston can't travel.
Understood. That's definitely
Maybe the
true.
morphine
I
will
don't
work-
really
have
want to be
worn off a bit
dragging
by
him
then.
around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once it becomes true dusk, that nice gray twilight, Judith will actually slip outside, and one, she's going to start picking up cigarette butts, and two, she's just going to kind of reconnoiter around the farm, see what it's like in the area.
Yeah. All right, Judith. I would like you to make me a roll. I'm going to call this insight. With, I think in your case, well, just observation if you're just trying to see what you see. Yeah. So an insight observation roll, please. Difficulty 1. You're muted, Cap.
I'm going to go ahead and spend a momentum to
Okay.
get an extra d20.
Gotcha. So that's 3 for you.
I don't have and I don't have any focus, so
1.
Hey.
Y'all are pissing me off with how good you're rolling today. So, Judith, you look about. The farmhouse kind of sits in this bit of a clearing atop a very small hill, just a kind of sloping, rolling hill. And it is, of course, the early November snow has fallen, and there is a thin layer of snow that covers the field. The sheep are present, but just sort of milling about. It's not even clear if these sheep belong to this farm or if they just have traversed here from another nearby farm or something. There is an old barn that sits about 50 yards behind the house out back that you note as a location that might be worth exploring and a potential secondary location if you needed to hide out, but also a potential place where enemies could hide out nearby. So I think you clock that. But what really strikes you strange is that you see hoof prints in the snow. Not the cloven hoof prints of a sheep. Sheep have cloven hooves, right? Let's just say yes.
We got little hooves. Yeah.
Little hooves, yeah. Not sheep hooves. The prints of a horse that has come through here, it seems. Not shoed, it doesn't appear, but the bare hooves of a large horse. And as you follow those tracks that lead just through the field in a straight line, it seems like the tracks don't circle the house. They don't appear to have been the tracks of, for instance, someone trying to get a bead on the whole location, just sort of passing through. But as you follow them, you can't keep up with them. Because as you walk, the hoofprints are disappearing before your eyes. The snow, the depressions in the snow that they left, are filling themselves in. And you quicken your pace to keep up. And it seems as if they dissolve quicker and quicker before your very eyes, until they are gone, and you are left to wonder if they were real or imagined.
Does this clock for her on anything?
Never seen anything like that.
All right. She's going to do her best. She's going to retrace her steps, do her best to erase her own steps in the snow, just to hide her tracks, brush it up, and then get back in the house. And then she's going to tell everybody what she saw. I've never seen anything like. I mean, this was a large animal. It's a large horse, unshod, and the tracks. They just disappeared, not melted into the snow, not filled in with snow, just as if they had never been there. It just went right past this place. Recently.
Huh.
Have you been slipping some of that morphine?
No.
Okay, just checking.
Were the tracks, were they heading in the same direction, or were they changing course at all?
They were a single. It was a straight line. Well, it was a straight path. What direction were they heading in? Where'd they come from and go to?
They were headed in the direction of the... It's the direction you actually came from when you came from the Charred Oak, that particular patch of forest. They were headed back that way, toward the forest.
Okay, so moving away from where we're going.
Yes.
Did it look like it was coming from the direction that we know Outpost 13 is in?
Yes, it did.
So, this animal was traveling from the direction that we know that the Germans are staying, and it was headed towards the woods that we came from. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. The direction that you're going to be going in, that appears to be roughly where they were coming from.
Okay.
Did you check out the barn at all?
No.
Could just be a draft horse coming through.
Yeah, there's lots
Why
of
would
big
the
horses
hoofprints
here.
disappear?
Well, I didn't see them disappear. Could have been a trick of the light.
Is it snowing out at the moment?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say yes. There is a light evening snow beginning to fall. It's that early... It is early winter now, and it's one of those bright nights where the sky is absolutely covered in cloud cover, and the reflection of what little moonlight gets through off of the snow just lights everything up. It's a very bright night. The sky is sort of, well, illuminated, almost red. And there is a very light dusting of snow coming down.
I mean, surely just the snow is going to cover up any tracks over time. Strange, they're not shod though. I would have thought a workhorse would be shod, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't see them
I
myself.
mean, are there
so-
wild horses in this area? I don't know Europe particularly well.
You can buy information with momentum if you like.
That's true if you can.
I think the most interesting thing is that this is coming from that direction, and a horse is relatively quieter but quick compared to something motorized. Question is,
It's true.
where did the horse go and why? And do we care?
It could be that somebody is checking on why the sniper did not return, and they took a horse to go and find out.
Could be.
Does not explain
And
the strange.
when they find... Well, I don't know about any strangeness. Having not seen it, it's hard to... I mean, it's snowing. Tracks disappear
Strange
in the
things
snow.
happen. And and she's gonna heft her rifle up, like have it out and ready. I'm gonna go check out that barn real quick. Y'all are the brave
Be careful,
people.
Helen.
Just let me know what the plan is.
Wait, I'll come
Okay.
with you. I mean, I'm not very useful, but it's... I can distract them while you shoot them, maybe. Yes. Come on, then. Maybe we'll see if we find some tracks.
All right, just stay back a little bit. Just follow my lead.
Righto.
She'll go outside and be like, oh boy. Like, I don't think I'm higher ranked than them, maybe. I can't order them to stay behind. This is a weird assignment. Like, just kind of shaking her head and going outside, and she's gonna to try to mask any footprints, get a sheep and have the sheep walk alongside so she can be walking in, have the sheep tracks all mess everything up. And head towards the barn.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because she is from Woolridge Farms back home on New Zealand, so she knows
Woolridge.
sheep things.
Okay.
I will try
So-
and
I just never,
step in Helen.
told me to encounter sheep in the
Thanks,
game. I
Mom.
was just doing a New Zealand trope, but hey, here we are.
So you're trying to
That's
step
great.
in Helen's footprints to mask your own, Mabel, as you go. So,
Yes, I'm trying to help. And then
so what we're
brush
gonna do
mine
is one
behind or
roll.
something.
One roll for both the outgoing and return trip to basically see how well you mask any trace of you having ever crossed this field. So
Mhm.
it seems like Helen's taking the lead and Mabel's helping, if that
sure.
works.
Yeah. I'm
and
so
trying,
Mabel-
I'm trying to disguise them as
The
we
sheep
go.
tracks. Mm-hmm.
Sheep
I'm using
tracks.
sheep
So-
tracks, kind of herding them along with us to try and
gotcha.
camouflage our footsteps. So it's not like
I got you.
just trying to make a bunch
So-
of sheep prints.
Yeah, so I'm gonna call this a coordination stealth. So Mabel, if you want to do that help,
All right.
Mabel will
Alright,
do the
yes,
help
I do
first,
that
and then we'll get to you,
first.
Helen.
Okie dokie.
Make sure she doesn't blow up your spot.
Coordination stealth. My focus is stealth disguise, so I don't think that would count. So
Yeah, it doesn't count here.
no, that's 12. Okay, skill test. 1.
Single die.
Mhm.
There you go.
3.
God damn it.
All right.
Killing me over here.
I haven't rolled yet today, so it's fair. Now I do
Lucky
have a
star.
focus in stealth camouflage. So
That counts. Yeah, that counts.
okay, cool.
You have a bunch of momentum too, guys. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you're already on 3d20 from Mabel's help.
3d20 thing. I think we'll just. I'll mess this up. There's a horse that just came through here. Yeah, I'm just gonna. Come on, sheep. Let's move around. I'll spend a momentum for a bonus die.
Okay.
So, just have 4.
4
I'd rather be
D20.
safe than sorry. I'd rather be
That's
safe than
fair.
sorry. And then my stealth focus is target is 12. Focus is 3. Hey, look at
Good
that!
lord, that is
Never know.
actually that's actually
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
successes.
Well, we
Good
should have spent
thing
more
your
momentum.
momentum pool tops at 6.
No, it's not.
I just
Wow.
any evidence of us having been out here is just gone. Thanks, sheep.
Somewhere
My sheep.
you are so
my New Zealand sheep
disguised
powers.
that somewhere back in New Zealand, your birth certificate was just deleted from the registry. You are a ghost and you no longer exist. You could not be found with sonar and satellites right now.
Cool.
Helen,
Yeah.
that is an extraordinary role. So I'm just curious, like, this is such a you're doing this with sheep, but I mean, what does this
Yes,
look like?
I'm doing
What does
this.
Mabel see you doing as you're moving?
New Zealand sheep powers. So she kind of does some like she doesn't want to whistle because she's quiet, but some clicks, like kind of like to draw the sheep in and kind of hold on to the lead sheep. So there'd probably be a ram here, which is in charge, and kind of just grab the fur, give him a little scritches, and just kind of guide around the yard, kind of walking not in a straight line towards the barn, but kind of going around a bit to make it look like they're just kind of going in a wandering pattern.
Just like flattening
it's the
all
barn.
the snow, really, I guess.
Yeah, basically, just there's no footprints here, just except for a bunch of sheep, and then checking out the barn, and then she'll do the same thing on the way back again, roundabout.
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna say, because like I said, it was one roll to for both the outgoing and return trip.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say that your New Zealand sheep powers are so powerful that when you get to the barn, you can just kind of like, and the sheep stay put and wait for you for the return trip. Very,
Cool.
very, very politely, just sort of plop themselves down
Mm-hmm.
and wait for Mama to return.
Cool.
New Zealand sheep
And then-
powers. Anyone watching this from New Zealand, sorry.
Oh yeah.
Jeez, I should just make your pet pals an entire herd of sheep.
Just have a herd of sheep just walking around.
After that, no,
Well-
I already have a plan for that.
Okay.
All right, so Helen, you get to this barn. It is
Mm-hmm.
a 2-story barn, standard horse stables lining each side, and then a loft above it. It is fairly decrepit. This
Mm-hmm.
looks like it's been here for several decades, and you see, as you get to the door, there are very old, you can tell by the rotting of the wood, very old bullet holes in the door.
Okay.
Definitely not recent.
Recent. Okay.
Been there a while. Definitely not recent. Been there a while, but they are, the whole barn around the outside is both on the door and on the walls around it is just pockmarked with bullet holes.
Interesting. Go in the barn.
So as you crack the door open, Mabel, it is not, sorry, Helen and Mabel, it is not terribly cold. It's not late winter. We haven't gotten into the really frigid days of January yet, but when you open that door, you feel an intense chill down your spine, and you feel the hairs on the back of your neck stand. Mabel, this is an actually, believe it or not, important question. How does Helen wear her hair?
Military style, so it'd be like back in a tight bun or a ponytail.
Tight pony. Mabel,
Slicked back.
you see Helen's ponytail just lift slightly off the back of her neck.
Helen, there might be strange electrical fields in here. Be careful. Do I feel the
Alright.
same kind of thing?
Yeah, as you follow behind her, You see her ponytail raised slightly, and as you walk in behind her, as you cross the threshold into this barn, you just feel an intense shudder, a cold punch from the inside, as if you've just swallowed an ice cube. You just feel this cold rush drop into your stomach, and the hair stands up on the back of your neck, and you just feel like you're being watched.
I'm scanning the whole place. I'm not. I'm. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
I'm gonna pause as soon as I walk
Looking
in
with our
and
eyeballs.
feel. Yeah, I'm gonna go in and just stop when I feel that. And if Helen starts to walk, I might even be tempted to try and just grab the back of her shirt and kind of hold
If
her
she
back
has
a
the
little.
feeling that she's being watched, that usually means death is imminent. So she'd be just scouting real quick, just looking in all the places, along with looking on the floor to see if there are any large, unshod hoof prints.
Ditto.
Both of you do separate observation rolls. We'll do... I'm going to call this insight observation. You're kind of reacting to a gut feeling you're getting here and just trying to quickly read the situation. So both of you do insight observation.
Would my focus
Yes.
in sight be helpful here?
No, actually. If it was
Okay,
called
interesting.
the sight, maybe.
Oh, how fantastic. I love it. All right. So,
I would like to
Insight
take at least one of those momentum. I don't know what Helen wants.
yeah,
One for
same.
you. All right, one
Okay,
for you.
so that would
So
take
you
us
guys
down to
both have
4.
3d20.
9.
Mine's pretty low. I'm tempted to take.
Mine's low too,
It's
but I'm
2.
just gonna go for it.
I could give you a threat to add 1 more dice, or 2 momentum
sure
to
could.
add 1 more dice. I feel
Yes.
bad for you, even though you're about to kill us, probably. So I'm gonna give you a threat, so I get at least
Aw,
4
thanks.
dice.
Take pity on me.
I'll regret it. Okay, 4 dice. My target's real low. Ooh, 3 successes.
Two
Ooh,
successes.
both of you. Crush it.
Yeah, so we
3
get
for
some
you also. You
momentum
got a
back.
crit, Helen.
Oh yeah, 3. Hey,
yeah.
look at us.
Good
Go
lord.
team.
Yeah.
All right, top back up. All right. Oh, this begs the question. What is success for a role like this? Trying to see things that you don't want to see.
Well, I want to see them. I just will regret it afterwards. That's the
The player wants to see them, even if the character doesn't.
Yeah.
The character might, even if it's one of those things you're like, oh man, this Tupperware has been sitting in the fridge for months now. I want to open it,
Dare
but
I
I'm gonna
look?
regret opening it. It's like I wanna.
It's
but
better to know.
It's
It's
gonna
better to
suck.
know.
It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, that's
So-
neat. Wish I hadn't, but it's neat.
Yeah.
So, you both feel that sinking feeling and that ice drop into your guts. And that electric tingle that runs up your arms and down your back. You both stop for a moment. Gaze around the barn. As you look toward the walls, it is almost as if you're looking at the stars. As light from outside beams in through the myriad bullet holes in the walls. Those old bullet holes. And then you see them. Dozens of them.
Them. Oh,
Them.
fantastic.
Dozens of them. They look so scared. Simple, common clothing, all of them. Looks to be just regular, common farmers, simple country folk. Perhaps the former owners of this farm. Perhaps people from the nearby village. Whoever they are. They are lined against the walls, standing with their hands raised in surrender, and screaming silently as their bodies are riddled with bullets. They fall. They beg. You see a man raise his hand, pleading, before his skull is caved in from another bullet. They were massacred here. And now, it seems, they want you to tell their story. And as you flit your eyelids, unable to process what you're seeing, they fade away. And you are left again in an empty barn, riddled with holes. The two of you alone in the dark.
Helen, did you maybe see anything?
What kind of thing?
Just then? Well, you see all the bullet holes, yes?
Uh-huh. Like the bullet holes that massacred a bunch of civilians?
Yeah, yes, that massacred
Oh, yeah.
a whole town of civilians.
I feel like we're on the same page, yeah?
Okay, I don't think that's
She
weird.
looks
And
a bit pale.
yeah, I think Mabel does too. I would like to look on where we just saw all of that. Is there anything now that
Are there skeletons?
Well, I wasn't going to look for skeletons. It was more for any items or artifacts or something left behind. You know, if our focus was pulled towards, for example,
Bullet
that
shells?
one person, is there anything there?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like after the ghosts kind of vanish.
Yeah.
And I think before Mabel steps, she'll put a hand on her shoulder and be like, "You alright? You ever seen anything like that before?"
Not like that. No. That was strange. I mean, I thought for a moment it was my mind just doing it, having looked at all the bullet holes, but it was a little too real to me to be just my imagination. No, it was like properly the ghosts of them, or a strange flashback in time. Yes.
But are you okay?
I mean, that's a weird question to answer. Not really, no. That was freaky as hell, and my hair is still standing on end. And now I'm wondering if that was that a message of some kind? It kind of was, but what could we possibly do about it? They're all dead.
Well,
yes.
put it in a report. Let's see if we can find any evidence of it.
Yes, well, there's bullet holes everywhere. That's kind of obvious.
Like bones, positions, shells.
I mean, do you see any?
If you'd like.
I'm looking at the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you'd like to investigate closer and try to find some evidence of what you just saw, that I would call a reason observation.
Reason, observation, sight.
Yeah, that will. Yes, this is things you. Yes, this
Okay.
is things you can actually see with your eyeballs. So yeah, that is fair.
Cool.
Okay.
It's not much of a focus, but
Um,
it's.
I
It's
will
great
borrow
when you're trying to
this
shoot shit.
before I forget. So I'm going to steal this 20.
Give yourself an extra die.
Ooh.
All right.
You know what? I
And
think
I
I'll
will
do that
also
too.
take a momentum.
Yeah. I'm gonna right
Yeah.
there.
So I'm
Oh,
going to roll
over
4
here.
again.
All right.
I'm just gonna roll 3.
With using your crit die, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So. So I'm.
No! 2
Oh,
successes and a
damn.
crit fail.
Yeah, I love combat.
Yes.
Successes.
No,
No,
just-
Now
Oh,
it
oh,
begins.
the
Oh no, I also
same thing. We
have
had 2
20 as
successes
well.
and a crit fail. Why are we rolling identically?
I don't know.
Oh, yes. Thank you. 2. Got it. I'm going to take that, because I was feeling really lost and forlorn without it. I'm going to take those 2 complications you just gave me, and I'm going to pay them forward as 2 threat apiece. So that is now 5 threat for me in
Oof.
total.
Okay.
Dang.
Does the
Thank
19 count as a complication, Colin?
No, it was only difficulty 1, so that doesn't count.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. So,
For some reason I had it in my head it was 2. That's my bad.
Oh, no. Are you guys kind of gonna... Do you want to look at the same places or, like, go to opposite sides of the barn or what?
Maybe like split up so we can spend as little time here as possible.
Fair?
Yeah, if it's a big barn, I suppose we'll split up. I don't know the size of it, but yeah.
All right. Helen, I'm going to start with you. You
Okay.
go to the right side of the barn. There are a few stables on the right, and then a more open area at the end of the barn that looks like probably where hay bales would have been stacked at one time. But the wood is just rotting. Some of you can now feel that there is a hole in the roof where just little bits of snowflakes are coming down through and landing on your head. A nice fresh winter breeze getting through. And as you get closer to the wall and you can see those bullet holes, Helen, you are a trained killer and you know guns. And from the spread, from the size of the bore in the wall, you can tell that these were fired from German-made rifles.
Okay.
But the caliber is such that the German military has not used that since the First World War.
Okay.
And as you look about the floor around there, looking at the walls, you can see that the rotted wood is in places stained. The blood is definitely old, but it's just that little bit off color, pocked with holes. And you find among the frozen mud just a few bullets, flattened, the ones that didn't meet their mark but nonetheless pierced the wall. Old shells. At this point, over 25 years old. And as you stand there, bullet in hand, you smell that blood. You smelled blood before. Plenty of times. You've taken enough lives. But this is overwhelming, and the smell of blood is quickly displaced by the smell of rot, of corpses decaying in a hot barn, of people unceremoniously left in a heap to rot and decay. What happened here, you can feel, is atrocious. And you feel a piercing pain through your own chest, as if those bullets are striking you. Have you been shot before, Helen?
Probably.
But
Probably
you've
like
never
the-
died.
Yeah. No.
You've never known
We're vital.
You've never known what it feels like to have enough bullets pierce every major organ to die. But as you stand there holding that shell in hand, it is as if hundreds of hot knives are running through you. You feel their pain. You hear their screams. You hear their cries for mercy. And you hear, in German, a man who just won't stop screaming, "Fire. Keep firing." As he's drowned out by cries for help and mercy. Mabel,
Yes.
as you investigate the left side of the barn, you hear those screams, you hear those same cries for mercy that Helen hears. You hear whimpering low in your ears as if it's coming from almost inside your own head. It's a woman pleading, first in French, then in an attempt at German. You hear a mumbling, a gurgling of blood in the throat. You hear her beg for the life of, what is that word? Husband? Brother? And pleading over and over. We don't know. We don't know. We told you we don't know. And then a gunshot. And a splatter. And the cold is so intense. You feel a chill reaching down into your bones. And you feel as if all the heat is leaving your body. You feel as if your core temperature is dropping the way a body does when a heart stops beating. And you feel as if your flesh is rotting off of your bones. The feeling passes, but the chill remains.
I almost want to listen, like, I obviously, like, I want to zone in on the fact that she was saying we don't know, and see if there is any way to like reach in and hear what the. Well, no, wait. I can do this. I can actually do this, can't I, as a momentum thing?
Obtain information.
I can buy a truth or something, right? Or
you can obtain information.
I will obtain information, and I will. Is it two? I can't. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 momentum, but I will. Whatever it is.
I believe it's just 1, but I'll double check. But yeah.
I will. I would like to know what they were being asked, or as to what they were answering. I don't know. Like, you know, I want to know what they were. Yeah. What were they trying to find out before they were all shot, essentially?
As that feeling begins to pass, Mabel, in a moment of strength, of great inner strength, you shut your eyes and you reach back out. You chase back after that sickening sensation that just left your body to hear more. And though you don't understand this woman's language, you can feel the sensation. You can feel the moment as if you were there. And you see this woman standing before you. Excuse me, this woman kneeling before you, hands clasped, as if in prayer, but begging, as a man stands over her with a rifle pointed at her head. And you can understand what they say. You don't know how, but you can. The man is telling her that the site they're looking for is only a few miles away. You people live here. You know this area. We must find it. We must find it before they find it. Do you understand me? She begs. She understands, yes, but she doesn't know. None of them know. You see this man dressed in black in a kind of German military uniform, but not like any you've ever seen. On his chest, where typically you might see an iron cross, or nowadays, perhaps an SS patch or a swastika. Instead, you see a circle, white, a patch with a black sun adorning his breast. She insists she doesn't know. She's never heard of such a place. Whether he believes her or not, it's a bit of a moot point. As he fires, and her body falls backward limp. And then, as your eyes open, you're back in the barn. Helen behind you. Both of you chilled to the bone.
If Mabel was to look over at Helen, she would have had her gun would be set down, probably across one of the, the beams, the supporting beams of the barn. She'd be holding, kind of looking at that bullet with one hand that she picked up, and in her other, as if she just pulled it out of her pocket, she'd be clutching a name tag very similar to the one she had on her own uniform.
Okay. They were looking for something.
And,
something close.
Huh. And, Helen, because, it's only been a couple decades since the last World War. She was born at the tail end of it. She's going to try to commit that voice, that what she would assume is a German officer's voice, to memory that was saying fire, so that if she heard it again, she'd be able to recognize it.
Okay.
Yeah. I think we should go back to the house now.
Yep. No, happy to do that. Curious
All
as
right.
to whether anyone might understand the symbol I just kind of saw.
Oh,
When we head back.
guess we'll find out. And I give the sheep a hug when we exit the barn because they are soft and warm and fluffy and comforting.
I think Mabel will follow
So you
suit,
take
to
one
be
in.
honest.
This will help.
Take one indoors with you.
Yeah. This is our comfort sheep.
Comfort sheep.
Yes.
All right.
We'll do a little shell-shocked walk around again, not in a straight line back to the house, and yeah.
All right. As the two of them come back, Helen, Mabel, just tell me, as you re-enter the home, what are the expressions you're wearing?
I think I'm pale as anything. I think I'm like white as a
both
ghost.
pale.
And just very
Very
sort of
pale.
like shell-shocked.
A combination, of shell-shock from being like having seen something, but also having been reminded of something. Like PTSD expression.
That
Very
thousand
pale.
yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think Mabel has both shell shock but also intrigue a little bit somehow on her face, that she's like, that was like something really intense has happened, but there's a sort of an intensity that is like, there's a puzzle to be solved sort of thing, a little bit like she's just been presented with an engine that doesn't work and she's like, right, shit, kind of thing. There's a little bit of that.
Yeah, so all of you, Alexi, Judith, Verity, as they re-enter, you can see that they are changed women from when they left. It's written all
Well, what
across
did you
their face.
find?
So the
History.
barn is super haunted.
Ooh,
Haunted.
we have ghosts and
Don't-
phantom hoofprints.
Yeah, don't go in there.
No
Vera,
intention
so you've got any
to.
Judith,
paper?
Paper, yes. Hands over notebook.
Can I borrow some? I'm going to draw
course.
as much as I can the black sun symbol that I kind of saw on the guy's chest. Does anyone
Alright, while you-
recognize this?
Okay.
Sorry.
Let's say while you sketch that, just Judith, really quick. You had something.
Yes.
I was gonna say Judith recognizes that look. She kind of looks at Rendis, and then she looks over at Helen and Mabel, and she just, without a word, just gets two blankets, drapes it around them, and finds a hot drink or makes a hot drink for them and hands it to them. She's seen this look. She knows that what happened in there was not good.
Ward off some of the shock. Judith brings you a drink
Yep.
and a warm blanket.
Is there a check or anything that would need to be rolled to recognize that symbol? I imagine,
Yes.
as in VKD, he probably could have seen it before floating around, but I want to give the question before I
Yeah.
answer.
I would certainly allow that, yeah. So Mabel hastily scrawls this symbol on the back of a piece of paper. It's not a complicated little symbol, just a black sun. But it's clear enough. And yes, Alexi, as you peer at it, let's call that... I think this is actually an academia roll. This is sort of recalling information. So I'm going to call that reason
Could
academia.
I assist?
Reason
You may.
academia? Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, please assist. I don't have academia, but I was thinking reason, and just trying
Yes, maybe
to
I
see
came
if
across the
anything had
book.
come through his report.
Secret Society
You
is
did the
very
reading.
interesting to me. I want to be in all of them.
Mm.
Alright, so Reason Academics, right? And let's see.
Reason
11
Academic.
plus 5 is 16. So 2 dice. Target number 16. Focus. I don't think I have anything to give. No, cryptography. I don't think really counts for symbol. Well, does count for symbols, but not something like this. So there's no context.
Yeah. Not cryptography.
Done. 2 successes.
Good lord.
And so,
All right.
okay.
Oh well, you only had to roll 1 die,
you only
Charlie, because it's
Yeah.
helping. But,
Oh,
so that's
alright, we'll take the
that will
first
give.
Yeah.
Yeah. Either way, it doesn't matter. That will give Alexi an extra die on his roll. So. Go ahead.
All right, I'll burn 2 enough momentum to get 2 extra dice, which I think is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's 1,
yes,
and
that
then
would be-
it goes
Yeah.
up.
Well, you've
Correct.
got a blue thing, remember, as well.
Yeah, you do have a crit,
Ooh,
so if
yeah.
you don't want to.
I'm gonna also burn that because this is
Oh,
my
do it
first
all,
roll.
alright.
And while everyone else has been doing great, I'll probably be the one to whiff it. So I'm up to.
You got 2 more from that. You're up to 5. I think you're topped out
Up
because
to
you have 2.
5.
You have 2 to start with. You used your crit, and then 2 more from the momentum. So yep, 5 d20.
So-
You're topped out,
and
my
my
dude.
target number is abysmal, which is why I wanted the best chances I could get.
I see.
So 8 is my target number.
I'm gonna give you 2 momentum back because actually you would technically be
Oh,
on
with the crit,
6
yeah.
d20 because of the because of Verity's help.
Gotcha.
You already had
So
that one there.
Okay.
So I will be nice and give you 2 back. So you're on 5d20. Go ahead, roll it.
Wow. All right.
That is 3 successes. That is 3 of a crit in
And,
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus
all
the
right.
one I spent.
So
Does that make it any better?
no, the crit just gave you the die you spent just gave you an extra die to add.
Okay, gotcha.
So that's 3 successes. So 2 of that is going to go into. Actually, I'm going to say that was difficulty 2. That's some esoteric knowledge you have to have there. So I'm going to say 1 more goes into. Replace the one you just spent.
Sweet.
Alexi, you are NKVD. You have seen some shit. You have seen through intelligence briefings. You have seen some files in your time that only a privileged few in the world would ever get to view. Same sort of stuff that Verity would get to see. And I'm going to say, Verity, you did help on this, and I'm also going to say that with Alexi's success and you two just sort of briefly talking this over, you too recognize this symbol. And as you are also privy to secret communications, this would make sense. It's not terribly complicated, it's really quite literal. The Black Sun. The Black Sun. No one really knows what they do, but they are an organization that exists now within the Nazi regime. A group that works, a paramilitary of sorts, that works alongside, though not with, regular run-of-the-mill German troops. But their focus is different. They are concerned with the occult. It's no secret that the Nazis are into some weird occult shit. But these are the folks that take it very seriously. So seriously, in fact, that they predate the Nazis by decades. They have been a force that has existed not just in Germany, but around Western Europe for quite some time, and are very concerned with all manner of things that go bump in the night. They are dismissed by nearly all intelligence agencies as just a bunch of lunatics. A bunch of fanatical lunatics. But you have definitely seen the name mentioned, sometimes as the butt of a joke, sometimes though rarely, deadly serious.
Alexi would have spent this time filling Verity in and changing the notes, like you said, and then would probably be the one to turn to Mabel, and he'll reach up into his hat and fish out just like a shitty rolled Russian cigarette, light it with a match. Are you certain this is what you saw?
And where exactly did you see it?
Pinned to his chest, right? Am I remembering that
Yes.
right? Pinned to his chest. Yes, they were looking for something close by. They said it was near
Whose
here.
chest? Sorry.
Sorry, this man dressed in black, sort of German outfit, but I don't know. It could have been.
No, he's
could be
German.
A
Yeah.
fake. Okay. Well.
Not not fake. They how is word to describe? They are a Soid faction belonging to the Nazis. They have existed a little bit before, and he'll recap a lot of it, but he'll take a long drag of the cigarette and say, if what you saw is Black Sun, that is bad news. They are treated as superstition. People do not think they are real.
Well, it felt real, but we obviously weren't even seeing something that happened now. We were seeing like a memory of something that happened in the past, seemingly a while ago, like last war, not even this one.
You said you saw a massacre, yes?
Yes. And you, I
Yes,
mean, even
no.
if you don't believe, just look at the barn. If you ever go there, there are bullet holes riddled. It is riddled.
I do not need to. You see one massacre, you see them all.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest.
But there is truth to what you are saying. A place where powerful emotions or violence may have happened could cause supernatural. In Black Sun is believed to dabble in supernatural. So I would not be surprised if you saw lingering, but is good now we know we can be prepared for something unorthodox.
If they've been looking for something, they've been looking for it since the last World War.
Well, we're also looking for something.
Yes.
Someone who's very dangerous to all of us right now. We need to remember that. Yeah. We'll document this. We'll keep it in mind. But we need to focus. We have a very specific mission. We have limited time to accomplish it.
Right. Get her back or not. Let her, yes.
Precisely.
Get her back or keep her quiet.
There we go.
Much has already been compromised, so we must assume that everything going forward is also compromised.
Yeah, I'm going to imagine that they're probably going to have found our evidence of being here, as their sniper has probably not returned. And yeah, yes, our market entry was not exactly subtle.
Quite.
So are we doing this tonight? I mean, the sooner we do it, the better, because if we are compromised, it's just going to get even worse as the days go on.
Should move
I agree.
on.
We don't know what we're walking. We don't know what we're walking into yet. I think we need to wait for our briefing
Yes.
before we go in.
I look at my watch and wonder how long it's been since he Marcus or he left. That guy.
Marcel.
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 Yeah.
Helen, at this point, she's gonna keep the blanket around her, take the mug of whatever liquid, go up the ladder into the loft, and just hunker down sniper style, with her rifle out, looking at the front door just in case.
And Helen,
Felt this
as
mention
you
of being
hunker down,
compromised.
right, as you hunker down from the loft, you hear that creaking, that intentional patterned creaking of wood.
I'll kind of mutter down. He's at the door. The trap door.
Judith will pull out her well rod, go over, and kind of, with the weapon pointed at, she starts to lift the trapdoor.
And as you lift the trapdoor, you see Marcel with his hands up, like, whoa, hey, just me. Y'all okay? You look a little... Something happened?
Are you from here, Marcel?
Yes. Born and raised.
The Germans were here in World War One looking for something. Do you know what it was? Rumors, stories, ghost stories, perhaps?
Looking for something.
The
you
stories
mean
they
the...
tell you in the dark?
Well, I wouldn't say that. But if you're talking about the barn, that is a nasty bit of business. But yeah, I mean, the story as I know it is that the Germans came through looking for a spy of some kind. And they rounded up the whole village, took them out to the barn, and when no one would give up the agent, they killed them all. So I don't go back there.
Don't.
Who told you it was a spy?
Oh, that's just what I learned growing up. That was, I mean, from teachers and parents and stuff. I mean, everyone knows the story. It was a massacre. I mean, it was a war crime.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever seen anything unusual here?
What do you, when you say unusual?
I don't know. Ghosts, supernatural things, things that you waft away as your imagination.
I mean, we've all seen weird things, right? And this continent's been the site of how many wars? I mean, I believe in spirits and things like that. I'm sure if such things are real, and I believe they are, then Lord knows this place has seen enough blood. They probably walk among us all the time.
Have you seen any?
No.
I'm kind of studying him. If he's looking like he's holding anything back, do I sort of see anything on his face?
Yeah, roll insight with... What should we call this? I'll take... Insight observation, yeah.
God,
Trying to sense...
Yeah. I will at least take a momentum. Oh man, I'm kind of tempted to take... No, it's... Well... 3 things. Yeah, I'll take 1 momentum, giving myself at least 3 dice. Insight,
Okay.
observation, you said. Okay.
Take a momentum. You got it.
Oh, perfect.
This is
Uh,
painful.
Sorry, not sorry.
I just want to hurt you a little bit.
I mean, you got 5
alright.
fret. There's nothing stopping you.
Don't
and
forget,
you have a
Colin,
bane.
you got a bane.
Yeah.
Oh,
you have-
And if
don't
we
worry,
get
I
3
remember.
more retweets, you get another bane. We're really close
Yeah,
to
okay.
unlocking an additional bane.
I could use that, guys. If you want to help me out, that would be great if you could give me that. But I already have something written down for that first one, so we'll get there.
Okay. Yes. So I'm kind of. Do I see him holding back?
Yeah. You sure do. That little twitch at the corner of the mouth, that little shift, the eyes down to the floor. You're no trained agent in the art of espionage
No.
like some of these other people, but you know how to read people. You've been around enough of them, and you can tell when someone's lying. But something about that question made him deeply, deeply uncomfortable. And you sense not only dishonesty there, but fear.
Which kind of, and so Mabel's kind of like, she really wants to push him, but she can see that fear that she's just experienced a bunch of that a little bit, like, so. Was any of them a horse? Or a horse hooven?
A horse?
That, well, something that leaves horse prints, shall we say. Large.
I've never seen anything like that.
Judith.
I've never seen anything like that, but I did have this weird... Okay. It seems... This is gonna sound ridiculous. But the forest where you lot came through... When I was a kid, I went walking in the woods. I was hopping rocks across a creek. And I suddenly just heard, just loud, like hundreds of footsteps. Just that beating of feet against soil. And I heard it sounded like clinking metal. Kind of like the sound of a sword tapping against the side of a shield. Hundreds of those. In unison. And those feet were falling in unison. This sounds ridiculous.
It's fascinating.
I think I saw a Roman legion? And I saw them die. All of them.
What?
Axes, arrows, slings,
Okay.
spears. It was a lot of blood. And I thought I dreamed it. But yeah, I don't know. It felt really real. Really real. So, yeah.
And that was in the woods near the burnt oak?
Yeah.
When did that tree get burnt?
It's always been like that, as far as I remember.
Huh. Did you see it in your
What?
vision of the Romans? Or...
I wasn't near the tree at the time. I was further away down the creek. But, yeah, lots of people have seen weird things in the woods. Always violent things.
Any more of that hot cocoa? That'd be great. Do you want some, Marcel? Feels like you probably do.
Yeah, now I would.
Okay.
Enough of the ghost stories, huh? How about, I got the information from Gaston, so how about, a briefing and we can get this show on the road.
Yes, about time, I think. Verity this whole time has been working on some letters. She has a lot of people she needs to send letters to, so she's like starting on her mailing list.
Is it a Strang note? Are we getting another Strang?
Maybe. You might get
letter
a
in
new
there?
Strang note.
Oh la la.
It's her love letters to all the GIs.
Yeah, she's got a lot of privates, a lot of GIs. She's got a lot of people to send letters to.
An entire division of pen pals.
Marcel sits down with a cup of cocoa and sips. Oh, that's good. Thanks. So, Gaston recited this to me no less than 20 times so I could have it committed to memory and not have to write anything down, so there's no trace of any of this information. No paper trail. So here's what's going on. A few miles south of here, there's a outpost. It's a small site. The Nazis call it Outpost 13. At first, we thought it was a camp of some kind, like perhaps a POW camp. But we've been observing it for a while now, and while we haven't gotten anyone on the inside, it ain't a camp. It's we're spotting men with clipboards and white coats, and guys in pith helmets with hammers and brushes. It looks like an archaeological site. They're digging something up. Now, there used to be a mine over there, so they may have just made use of the old mining tunnels. Anyhow, they're, trying to dig something up down there, and for whatever reason, this is the weird part, when they got Marta, they took her there. And that's where she's been held up since. But it looks like, right now, they're starting to pull out, moving on to something else. The outpost is pretty lightly guarded right now. Very few Germans around. If we were going to make a move, now'd be the time. And this is kind of weird. There are these odd Nazis around, ones we haven't seen before. Gaston said they were something like, okay, hold on. Nächtwolfe. And Black Sun? Does that mean anything to you?
Alexi
I
just
hold
kind of
up the
turns
piece
and
of
looks at
paper with
everyone.
the sun on it. Yeah.
Oh, you drew a... Oh, okay. So you
Ghost stories.
know them? Ghost stories.
Not so much, but they have been here before. You're not the only one to have seen something horrific from the past, especially just lately.
Oh. Well, they're here now. Them and these night wolves. That's what it is in English. Yes, night wolves. The two of them are working together.
Ooh. Where does Sweet
Yeah, they
Liesel
can't.
come into this, do we think?
Oh. Well, let's say Sweet Liesel is, as far as we know, is part of a change in tactics, shall we say? The Nazis, when they first got here... The Nazis, when they first got here, were very... Well, as nice as Nazis can be. When they first got to Arduet, they were seemingly trying to keep the peace with the locals. They occupied, they took some requisitions, some stuff, but they weren't acting like they are now. They seemed to be careful not to offend the locals. But then the locals, like myself, and the rest of us, made it clear that they weren't welcome. Then, that's when they brought in Liesel. To, well, put us in line, shall we say. Happy to report it hasn't worked. We're still very much troublemakers. But I wouldn't cross that woman. She terrifies me. I've heard the stories.
Well, it would appear that the stakes are rather raised. 2 specialist divisions here. In addition to the loss of an intel agent. Things are not in our favor.
Verity, roll an insight tactics for me.
Sure will. Insight is 10. Tic Tacs is 1. I have a focus in technical projects. This doesn't count, I would guess.
No, not for this, no.
Alright, so it's gonna be 11 total. I will spend momentum for an extra dice, please.
Okay.
So I'm gonna roll 3 dice with a target of 11. Focus on 1. 3 successes.
Guess I'll die. Alright, so that's... You only needed 1, so that's going to top up your momentum pool, take you back to 6. Verity, my code-breaking friend. The Nächtwolfe and the Black Sun, though these are names you've heard before, you've seen these names come across your desk at times in your work. You never, ever, ever have seen them come across your desk together. These two groups do not work together ever. And from what you can recall of some of the briefings you've read, with your outstanding success there, I can give you more on this, they hate each other. These are rival factions within
And it's
that
worse.
are
We're in the middle of a
adjacent to the
race.
Well, from what if there's cooperation between them, that's even worse than a race. And it sounds like there's cooperation. These are two very dangerous factions that are setting aside their differences, apparently, for a common goal.
Jolly good show, old chap. We're in trouble.
You don't say.
We need to move. Question is, where to?
Well, whatever they have in Outpost 13, they want it bad. If these two factions are working together, and they've been getting...
They've wanted it for years.
Oh? You know something I don't?
Oh, well, I showed you the symbol because I just saw it in some sort of flashback of the massacre in the barn, and the person doing the massacring was wearing that symbol and asking where it was. It's somewhere close. You all live here, you should know. And I'm assuming they've now discovered it, and it's now known as Outpost 13. It's an assumption, but it might be a good one.
You got all that from a barn?
From a weird flashback, your ghosts, as you say.
Oh. I don't even know what to say to that. That may be true.
Who knows?
But they want it bad. They've been taking people from the nearby villages. Forced labor for that dig site. They never come back. My guess is whatever that they see in there, the Nazis don't want them to tell anybody about it. So they never go home.
Where was the dig site exactly? Or is that at post 13?
Outpost 13. About 3.5 miles south by southwest.
Right. Did you ever speak with Martha? Did she ever say anything about this site?
Martha knew about it, but we didn't dare make a move on it before she got captured. It was still too heavily guarded, but now it's a skeleton force guarding that place. It's the perfect time to strike.
Where did the rest of the force go?
Quiet.
That's what we don't know. And why they're leaving, we likewise don't know.
Great. Fantastic. Right.
Time to scout. Maybe see if we can pick up a German and get some inside information.
Not a bad idea. Just tread carefully, okay?
Alright.
As you approach the outpost, I mean, these Black Sun, Nächtwolfe fellows, they seem a little kooky.
Yeah. Alright. So, we all gonna head out, scout?
I have an additional suggestion, and I can see Mabel does as well. Mabel, you go first.
What you got,
I
Mabel?
was a question for the GM. I'm assuming that none of us saw any footprints left behind by Hans, who was mentioned at the beginning of the episode, having seen the fag thing. None of us specifically sort of said anything about looking for it, but we didn't officially know.
Yeah.
Right, so when Judith went out and that sort of thing, there were no footprints left.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Judith did go out to scout, was to see.
Yeah, but we didn't know he was there. But in theory, he was there pissing against a tree somewhere. Would we not have maybe seen some footprints? Unless he, of course, himself was good at hiding them. I'm just throwing it out there because I realised that it's never been addressed, and it might be that Colin's holding it back. So who knows?
Could be, maybe. When Judith went out to scout, she found the horse hoof prints, and then my read on that situation was that she sort of got tied up in that, and disappearing footprints.
That's fine.
Weird.
Cool.
And followed that. But for the record, handsome Hans there was quite a distance away, because you're in a clearing. He was quite a distance away back in the trees, pissing on a tree. So
got ya.
In good faith, I can say she probably wouldn't have actually gone right by where he was anyway.
Fair enough. No, he wasn't right by the house. Cool. Right. So we're heading out to try and find... Sorry. Verity, you had a thing. Go.
Yes, I'm going to suggest that we start a rumor that says there's something mysterious that really needs to be investigated somewhere else. If we can get the Germans moving in more than one direction, that'd be very helpful.
Aha.
Some misdirection. Yes.
What are you thinking? So some kind of fake signal on the radio or something like that?
Yes, I think maybe we put out that we've discovered something mysterious that we don't understand, and we are seeking guidance from our own forces, and then we can send them in any direction we want, preferably away from Outpost 13.
Fair.
Given that Mabel has seen what she's seen, we can use that information. Just
tell you what,
redecorate it a little.
You may do that if you want to spend 2 momentum. You could buy a truth.
Like a truth.
Yeah. Truth on the radio.
Oh, that group head nod was great. I want to give it. Yeah, truth.
I just wanted to obviously in character seed the plan before I go. Can I just spend some momentum and make shit happen, Colin?
Yeah. Sure. I'm just letting you know mechanically how you could make this happen if you want. Totally.
Ugh. He's good plan. Alright, so yeah, well, definitely I will give you 2 momentum. And we'll seed something on the radio that sounds like a callback to HQ. And what I'll do, Verity will do at the end, so Strang knows it's a false report, so we're not ending up sending British out to hit, or, our forces out to hit where the Germans are going, is she'll reference, On Some Sunny Day, which is part of the coded message she'd given Strang, which she's really hoping he's decoded by now. And if he can't figure it out, he'll know there's a code in it, and maybe he can get someone else to figure it out for him.
I really want to have
roll.
decoded it as well, but I just don't have enough retweets to... sorry. But we'll see.
But as long as there's something slightly strange, like at the end of that message, that will get the Brits to go and do some actual looking at it.
Yeah.
But
throw in a cryptography roll. Throw in a cryptography roll, difficulty 1. So reason academia, so you have a focus in cryptography, you're crazy good at this.
Yep, 11, 16 with focus. I'll spend momentum for an extra dice as well.
Sounds
16, good. Focus 2. 3 successes.
Good Christ. So look, you went down to 3 momentum, and then you just got 2 back. Duh. So yeah, tell me, this is an outstanding success. Tell me how you go about doing this on the radio. Some of you speak German, so are you throwing, someone here speaks German, right? Otherwise this will be difficult.
I think Judith does, right? No, Judith
Judith
doesn't.
speaks.
Does no one
No.
speak German?
Is it
in the party?
Alexi? It's Alexi.
I thought Alexi speaks. Yeah, doesn't Alexi speak German? Because he's the one that
Lexi
got
does
us in
speak
trouble.
German. Yeah.
I don't think
his
it's actually
German got us in
important for the
trouble.
message to be in German. I think it's important that the message is coded just enough that it looks like we're trying to hide it from Germans. So the Germans
Yeah,
I
pick
see
it
what
up
you mean,
and they're
yeah.
like,
False
the Brits have
intelligence.
Yeah.
found something. They know
Yeah.
there's something spooky and we want it. And
The
we'll
old
send
false flag.
them. Yeah, I think what we could do kind of as a team is figure out where we want to send them based on information that Marcel maybe has, and then just tactical knowledge Judith, Alexi, Helen, Mabel could suggest. If you see what I mean. We'll just come up with a really good location to send them to that ties into visions of Roman soldiers and spooky barns and
We'll just
shit like
we
that.
can send them to that spot at the creek.
Mm-hmm.
Do
That's
we?
what I
Marcel's
will
telling
send
us
them.
about.
Yeah, use Marcel's ghost story.
And so, just so I remember this right, we can spend momentum to make a truth.
Yep, 2 momentum to
Yep.
make a truth.
All right. I want to spend a momentum to add a truth, also to add some more shade and suspicion on our NVKD operative. Alexi is going to hand Verity some coordinates, and the truth I'm going to insert is there is a Russian listening post tower, one of those ones where they send out numbers, and he's going to say, send them here. And so it'll really get them freaking out that it's going to be like an allied to Soviet correspondence. And they're like, oh shit, the Russians are talking too?
Oh, nice. Nice. Oh, that'd be the worst case scenario. It's like armies are linking up and shit. That's not good. Like, we're... Yeah.
Ziploc
So a number
Oh.
station.
Ha ha ha.
Oh, especially because, oh man, the Germans think the Russians are tied up on the. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
And
good.
if they're exchanging
Also,
correspondence, it's going to...
then yeah.
I've now yet to GM a supernatural horror game where number stations have not come up. And normally it's me, but I'm glad that someone else is doing it. Because I love number stations are so creepy and weird, and I love them.
Oh, they're so good.
So
I think Judith, she's going to look over Alexi's shoulder and he goes, oh, you're not sending it? And she'll give him a different set of coordinates to a different one of the number stations.
Oh no, this one is very special. You do not worry.
Okay.
So, as you seed suspicion among the Germans, I am going to actually... No, I'll wait. I'll wait on that.
Do not
Yeah,
like
I'll wait.
this. Colin, make uncomfortable.
I'll wait. So, but Marcel says, so how do we know if it worked?
We won't. Just got to hope.
That's the fun of it. All right.
If it works, then we hope the Germans go to the wrong place.
Oh. Well, I guess I should leave you to it.
Right.
Do you want me to hold down the,
Okay.
the house here or head back to the Black Boar?
Hmm.
I think it's advisable
I
to
don't like
assume
it.
that the house is compromised. For now. Use it in case of emergency. Absolute emergency. The less people actually hear, the better.
Take the radio
Besides,
with you.
Gaston's
man.
going to need significant help.
Very well.
If that's the case, should we let you disappear so that we can make sure that this trapdoor is a little more hidden? Because if this place is compromised,
Yeah.
then that place is too. So,
Do you think
yeah.
you could rig up another one of those things you made for Madame Lemieux for this place?
Could certainly to rig up something. Don't you think, Mabel? Little
Could
tripwire
do.
here.
To be honest, if we did that though, wouldn't the tunnel to the other place be much more obvious if you're just finding a burnt thing in a hole in the ground?
Yeah.
Well, not if it blows up the person going into it and collapses the tunnel.
Right. Oh, well,
Ideal
yes, if we
situation.
wanted to collapse the tunnel. Yes. Okay.
Could rig some kind of a
I'll happily
charge.
help.
I did take one grenade.
Are we doing
from...
explosives?
I
They are doing
Yeah,
explosives.
let's do it.
Alexi has a lot of explosives.
Alexi's ears perk up.
Yeah.
Explosions.
I feel my
Yeah.
ears burning. Are we talking of explosives?
Yes, we are.
Think of a way to collapse the tunnel.
Oh, okay. He opens up his goodie bag and he says, okay, so if we want the tunnels to collapse and leave a surprise for the Nazis, which would, and he starts going over plans to like rig, like you said, the tripwire for when they get in, but set it so there's a timer. There's like a 20-second timer so that they can actually start filing in and start looking around. You would place an explosive here so that it blows the hatchway to the tunnel so they can't find it. It would collapse the building on top of anybody. And he's just like, oh yeah, I could rig that up for you, no problem. Not even dip too hard into our supplies.
You can do all of that without even rolling if you just want to make another truth.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? Yeah. He puts him in all
You're
of
skilled at
the
this, Alexa?
structural. Yeah, he puts him on all the key structure points, and he rigs it as well so that just in case, because there's always like the officer who stands outside or something, he sets it so that when the explosion does go off, everything will explode outward beyond the front door as well, so that there's the chance of catching any of the stragglers. And
All right. Oh, do you have more? Sorry. Continue. I don't want to cut you off.
oh, I was thinking about if we should include like just a little note on the inside of the tunnel that just says, hey, if you happen to be going this way, don't.
It just reads,
might not be
Das Vidania, bitches.
Yeah.
Das Vidania beaches.
Das Vidania beaches.
So, Alexi, with all of the skill and practice precision of a seasoned NKVD explosives officer, which you are, you rig up enough explosives to collapse this tunnel and blow anyone within it to high heaven. Or to whatever hell they are certainly bound for. It is an impressive array. I imagine Alexi sort of being like one of those people who, when they install a computer or something, like they perfectly arrange all their wires with like zip ties. Everything's very neatly arranged, and it's just this beautiful symmetrical work of art of explosives that you have rigged up. Just TNT, fuses. It's gorgeous. And you are confident that this will obliterate the tunnel, obliterate the house, and just torch anybody that comes through it. There should be... yeah, they'll be reduced to minerals. So, good work,
And obviously
Alexi.
we'll tell Marcel how to avoid it so he doesn't blow himself up and our friends don't blow themselves up.
Don't step
Yes.
on the wire.
There is now a wire.
And good job, Alexi, and good job, chat, because we have hit our second retweet goal, which means I get another Bane. So, for those of you keeping score at home, that's 2 Banes for me. And yes, Pet Pals, it's coming, I promise. So, with the explosives done, do y'all want to head out toward Outpost 13?
Yep. Bye, Marcel. Rig. Cover.
Yeah.
Camouflage nicely.
Yeah.
Head out.
Marcel
Well,
waves goodbye,
I
heads
give the
back.
sheep another hug on the way out. Little pat.
Well, a lot of this stuff was going on. Judith was actually taking soot and dirt and things like that. She was covering her face, any exposed skin, kind of trying to do shadows, blues and blacks as well, so that going out on a moonlit night, she's going to blend in a little bit more closely into shadows, that kind of stuff. Not stand out as much against the landscape.
All right. So, proceeding on foot.
Yes. I think Mabel
You
will do
head-
the same if we're going camouflage, just so you know.
Oh, yeah.
If
Okay.
Judith's doing it and we're planning to be stealthy in that sense rather than pretending to be civilians, then yes, Mabel's going to do the same.
It must be if Judith's doing it, it can't be a bad idea, sort of thing. So, you all head south by southwest as instructed. There are fields in here. You have to move kind of low, creep toward the ground. Luckily, with Helen in particular in your party, who is trained at staying hidden even when out in the open, as snipers so often are. Under Helen's careful eye in particular, the rest of you manage to stay low, stay hidden. It is bitterly cold tonight. The temperature has seemingly dropped at least 10 degrees rapidly as the sun went down. Although there is snow, a thin layer of snow that covers the ground, covers the fields, the snow has hardened, and you are relieved to see that you barely leave footprints in this as you walk across it, and it has crystallized over the top into a sort of icy layer. The ground is hard. The landscape is that late autumn, early winter landscape when everything just looks bleached. Like all the color's been sucked out of the world. By the light of the moon, you can see it. The land looks barren. The land itself looks as if it's ready to surrender. As you enter into a copse of trees, creeping, moving quickly from tree to tree, you find eventually an edge of the forest and a clearing and a road. And just up that road, winding to a little promontory point in the clearing, you see Outpost 13. It is completely surrounded by barbed wire. And you can hear... I'm sorry, it is completely surrounded by barbed wire. You can see a small guard post at the front. Behind it, on the other side of the barbed wire, you see a few huts. Just sort of corrugated steel huts roughly painted to be camouflaged against the landscape. There is a phone line on a few wooden posts that runs past the guard post and into the camp. And you see headlights coming down that road, leaving Outpost 13. As a truck pulls out, and you see a man hop out the back of the truck, shut the gate to Outpost 13, and lock it with a padlock. A simple padlock. As he hops back in the truck, which whirs down the road and away, and you can see now, in the back of that truck, as it goes by, many German soldiers, in uniform, armed, leaving. It seems your ruse worked.
Is Marta with them?
You do not see Marta. No. I mean, it's possible she could have been in the truck. You can't see everyone that's in the truck, so I can't say for sure from your perspective. But you were told this place was guarded by a skeleton crew. And that skeleton crew just left. And you can see now clearly the lights are low in the camp. The spotlights are not on. And there is no one at that sentry post. What do you do?
Judith pulls out her penknife and starts to move forward.
Who's coming with?
I would like to move to a nice
Oh.
vantage point and not go with. Thank you.
Helen's going to look through the scope of her sniper rifle and just look at all the outposts that she can from here, especially as Judith approaches, so that if it is an ambush, she can pop one off first.
Okay, roll. You have that sight thing, so roll.
I do.
Yep.
For sure.
Roll. Call that insight observation
Sure. Insight observation.
with your specialty and your focus and sight.
Yeah.
Would you like to spend that last
I
momentum to get an
used-
extra die? Oh, use the
I'm
one.
gonna
Okay,
use
use the crit.
this.
Sounds good.
Yeah. I'll take that momentum. We
And
might
do you
need
want
it.
another one from the momentum, or you want to leave that?
Nope, I'll leave that.
Okay.
Oh no!
Wow.
Oh,
Wow.
Ow,
Yeah.
boy,
Now-
yeah.
That's not great.
Now-
Now
the
he's going to
rolls
start
show
piling
up.
it all on.
Yup,
That
that's
is
not great.
4
I-
crit for me.
Ooh boy.
Thank you.
I got something
Nice
right.
knowing you guys.
No, I'm sorry.
Or
That's true.
or just like
Why
automatic
do we
hell.
pop off at 6 and threat seems to go up a lot more than that?
You, Helen, you
Ooh,
don't
boy.
see anyone,
I don't see anything. Nothing.
and you are
It's
you are confident
not a
that
trap.
that camp is abandoned.
so empty. There's nothing left in there. Yeah, I don't say anything. I just, relax a little, just a little bit. My sniper, on my stomach, wherever I'm at. It's fine.
Judith, are you picking a lock? Is that your plan?
Yes, it is.
All right. Go ahead. And I think I actually do. I have the. Yeah. What do you think this is? I would say coordination and. It's got to be coordination. Need some deft fingers for this. I'd say coordination and.
Yep.
I would take stealth for this. I would take tactics for this. Survival.
Let's.
I mean, I could see it going for ways
stealth.
to- engineering. I mean,
I'll go with. Yeah, I'll
Okay.
go with
Can-
stealth.
I
Can
could
Alexi
potentially
help?
try and assist.
you may.
Yeah.
Well,
Judith, you also have 2 crits. You are totally welcome to spend
right,
too.
and that's
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna spend one of those for an extra dice. And does the lock picks? What do the lock picks do for me?
They let you pick the lock. They don't add any bonus, but this
Okay.
is a piece of equipment that allows you to
Okay.
pick the lock. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, she'll take help from Alexi.
So that's 4 you're on right now with you use your 2 crits.
Yeah. How many successes do I need?
Just one.
How many? Just one? No, I'm just gonna use one crit.
Okay. So that is 3.
It's just the one
We have a momentum you could spend to get another one, and then Alexi, if you want to roll to help, you can do the same thing. A
Yes.
coordination stealth roll.
Coordination stealth. All right.
Mhm.
That is 11 for my target number. Shoot. No focus. 1 success.
Got it. All right.
Excellent.
So that's 4 for you.
Yep. My target number
4
is
d20s.
Target number is 13.
Mhm.
And I don't have a focus in lockpicking. So
Nope. Boom.
that is 3 successes, and my stealth is a 4, so I think that counts as a crit.
Yeah,
No,
only if you have a
'cause you don't
focus.
have
If it meets. Oh, only if you have a focus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Focus. Yeah.
Only got a focus. But that is going to
Focuses
be
expand
2
your
above what you
range.
needed. So that's 3 momentum you now have. Nice. And Judith, this thing is, You've picked locks before. They didn't even bother putting a good lock on it. It's a shitty lock.
Cheap German trash.
Cheap German trash. Mass-produced garbage. And it comes off without an issue. As the lock comes off, the gate easily just swings open. And you can see now into Outpost 13, Judith. From... I'm going to show you guys... I forgot to do this before. I'm going to show you the map of Outpost 13. You're standing at that front entrance labeled number 6 on the map. That front gate there.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
That is the front door. To your
For
right...
stream, we can't show you this. It's not officially released by Modifius, so we can't show you the map.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about that.
Sorry, folks. But it is just a rectangular encampment of barbed wire. To the left are a bunch of huts. Judith, there's not a single light on in any of them. You can't hear any sound coming from any of them. There does not appear to be anyone here. That wire, that telephone wire, goes down to your right to what's labeled number 2 on the map, which looks like the entrance down into a mine shaft. And there is not a soul here.
Does the telephone wire run into the guard shack? Does the telephone wire
it
run
runs
into the
that
guard shack?
Yes, it does. It runs to that little sentry post.
Excellent. She'd like to disconnect that. She's going to pull out her knife. She's got a nice Fairburn Sykes, and she just wants to slice that cable.
Yeah, that doesn't require a roll. So
Okay.
you, easily cut it.
And then she will kind of try to she'll look back towards where the rest of the group are and motion for anybody that wants to come forward to come forward.
Do y'all come forward?
Yeah, this definitely
Yes,
isn't a
I do.
trap. Sure. I'll come down off the hill.
All right. Verity, are you staying put, or are you going?
Yeah, I want to stay put with the radio.
Okay.
Okay, I'll
So
leave
Verity,
the radio.
Verity maintains a position behind with the radio. Okay. All right. You're in.
Is there any vehicles that I can see?
No, it looks like the last one just left.
Okay. This seems very odd. And I look at Verity and like, okay. I guess, shall I go? Fuck. I'll just follow everyone else. I had no idea.
I think Verity's about to try and stop her, but decides just to let her go. She'll maintain the back position. If they all get captured, then only she can send out a message. And Mabel has skills that she thinks will help. And Verity will pull that boot pistol out and have it to the side of her ready. Kind of the first time she's armed herself in any of the situations we've been in.
All right.
And
Group
she
that
ducks
went
down into a
into-
bush.
Ducks down with radio and pistol in hand. The group that went into the outpost. Where do you want to go?
Judith is going to start clearing the huts. Their objective here is to find Marta. So she wants to make sure that these huts are clear, that there's nobody there.
Yeah, that can be done extremely quickly. The hut closest to the front houses an electrical generator of some kind, a gasoline generator that's not on, not currently running, and there's no one in there. The huts back here look like some simple guard barracks, likewise empty.
Alexei, can you make sure that generator doesn't start up again?
Make sure it stays off? Absolutely. And
Without making a lot of noise.
Quietly.
no explosions, yes.
No big bang.
More
No boom.
More Mabel's forte, but yes, I should be able to do just fine. So he's gonna very carefully take out something sharp and a paper clip, and he's gonna just make sure that this generator won't turn on and it won't be noticeable sabotage.
Okay.
Yes, the generator that keeps the electric fence that keeps the Eldritch Beastie in. Let's make sure that stays off. That's my
Yeah,
brain.
yeah, we can't.
Do you want to use? Do you want to
Can't
do a
have
truth?
them turning.
What Eldritch
Do you want to
Beastie?
use?
What
Do
Eldritch
you want to
Beastie?
use a truth?
There's none here.
Do you want to use a truth?
I get the feeling you're trying to get us to burn all of that momentum, so I'm gonna say no.
I
You
can
got
definitely
two
assist
banes we
him.
should hold on to.
Yeah,
Mm.
Mabel's real good
All right.
at this kind of stuff.
Yeah, Mabel.
Yeah, Mabel,
please
you want
give me a
to? Jared,
hand.
you want to sabotage it?
Yeah, let's.
Yeah, I'm kind of
sabotage
annoyed that I
this.
didn't pick sabotage as a thing because I nearly did, but I switched it.
You're the fixer. I'm the
So-
breaker.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we think. But I would basically, my assist would be to know how it works, and therefore what he does has broken it. Is kind of how I'm assisting is checking that I think he's actually disabled it essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
So am I rolling something for that?
Are you taking the lead or are you helping?
She's assisting.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm assisting in his breaking by checking it essentially.
gotcha. So roll your So roll 1d20. I'm going to call this.
It could be
gonna
coordination
call it
and engineering since she's
Coordination,
guiding.
coordination, engineering. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you have a focus in mechanical
I
engineering,
do.
then that would. Yep.
I do.
That'll count.
Yeah.
That focus will
Okay.
count.
So the focus doesn't add anything; it just makes crits more likely, or something. Isn't that
Correct.
the case? Isn't it? Okay.
Mhm.
So 15. Right. So let's roll this. Roll 1. We have 15 as my target. Submit. Sorry. Ugh.
Ooh.
Boom! 2 successes.
Well, I mean, I rolled a 1. Yeah.
Pay that
Okay.
forward into your momentum. Alexa, you get an extra die. 3
Alright.
d20s for you right now.
3d20s for me. My focus, or sorry, not focus, target number is a 12 because I will put those in. I do not have a focus that will apply because we don't want it to explode.
Right.
So
How paradoxical for you.
I
new
know
unfamiliar
it's
sensation.
like
It's so
not
torn. It's
making it
like...
explode. Okay. I will
Oh
take
my
3
God,
successes from my 3 dice though.
You goddamn people. All right. Alexi, it's another work of Alexi explosive art, except this time anti-explosive. How strange. This thing ain't starting up again anytime soon. You snip the wires in all the right places, jam a spanner in the works. It looks like a simple mechanical failure. Like, you managed to do this so it looks like a faulty part just went out. And to any observer, they'd never know. And Alexi, it's so odd for you to not be trying to blow something up for once in your life. And yet, as the GM spends a bane, to nonetheless hear something explode. And Verity, for you to see something explode. As the reasons why the camp was just abandoned become more abundantly clear.
Oh, God.
That mine shaft just on the other side of the camp. From your vantage point, Verity, you suddenly see a column of flame and a loud concussive blast that could be heard for miles around go off as the mine shaft explodes and collapses in on itself. And
It was
that is
not
where
me.
we
I
end
didn't do it.
today.
Very good, friends. It's totally what wanted. Bravo. Let's go
Everything
around
worked out fine.
and say hello and goodbye. We have 1776 coming up right after this. Zweihander RPGs at Wonderful Flames of Freedom. So stay in your seats because that's coming up. Let's go around here. Everyone's favorite part of today's session, or what you're looking forward to next week, and where we can find you on the internet. Gonna go same order as we started with, so we're hopping straight on over other way to CLERICOFKORD.
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm at CLERICOFKORD. That's where you can find me on the internet and hanging out in different people's Discord servers. I roll dice and I drink and I play games on the internet. My favorite part was definitely the barn. That was some beautiful storytelling with Mabel and Helen and Colin. That was intense. That was scary. That was heartbreaking, and it really ramped up the tension, and that was a beautiful set piece, beautiful moment.
Beautiful in all the worst ways.
Yeah. Where can you find me? Well, on Wednesdays you can find me at Stalwart's channel at 6 p.m. Eastern playing some Eberron D&D, and then back here on Tuesdays. That's it for me.
Beautiful. And dropping on down to the wonderful Party Wipe Games, Rendus.
Hi, I'm Rindis, Party Wipe Games. You can catch us most days of the week over on our channel, or a lot this week and most times on Encounter Roleplay. We might be playing Vampire the Masquerade tonight at 8:30, but one of our players who has an important scene may also have early Thanksgiving plans, so that's up in the air. Tomorrow, I will be here for Shinobigami first thing in the morning, and then I will be back for iHunt. So excited to do a 5-minute costume change and double up on the RPs here. Thursday, we will not be playing on my channel because it is Thanksgiving, so everybody has to go spread the turkey love. Fridays, currently nothing planned. Saturdays, we do Waterdeep Dragon Heist. Sunday, I started playing Things from the Flood. I am running a game of that, and it is fantastic. I enjoy Tales from the Loop and Things from the Flood, so that is the big one that I am shouting out right now. And that's largely me, so...
And the incomparable Lovely.
Hi. Oh man, that was so good today. The barn was definitely really creepy, and I thoroughly enjoyed that. Hit Helen pretty hard in certain areas just based on her, history of things and stuff. But I'm sure it'll be fine. You can find me online at LaughLoveLindy, Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, etc. I am addicted to tabletop RPGs. You can find me GMing some Pulp Cthulhu here in a couple minutes on LFM Network's Twitch channel. And you can find me GMing some Ravenloft tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, and then just other stuff throughout the week. Keep an eye on Twitter for when it happens.
Awesome. And Kate Madison, aka Actors at Work.
Hey everybody, yes, Actors at Work on the various socials, and Kate Madison here on Twitch and live. I have to say, I'm probably going to say the barn as well, apart from that explosion at the end where I just feel like everybody just looked at Alexei and gave him a,
What did
we just
you
told
do?
you not to blow something up. Yeah, basically, I think it's very much a really, but yeah, that was really cool having those sort of ghost visions and stuff. It was really... It's funny because there's lots of lightness, and then suddenly we go, oh yeah, remember it's Cthulhu, so it's really dark, and it's just like, what? It makes your stomach go whoop. You can find me, as I said there. I mostly stream on Twitch at the moment because of the plague, and therefore you can find me on my own Twitch channel, or here every Tuesday, or on Chaotic Neutral Games on Fridays playing D&D. And I, on my personal channel, do a lot of variety stuff, but very much lots of Red Dead at the moment, whether it's Red Dead Online or Red Dead Roleplay. That's a lot of that happening. So come and join for some fun and chaos.
Awesome, thank you so much. And Colin, our wonderful game master for tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, I liked creeping you out in the barn. I had actually planned on doing something like that back in episode 1 when you guys were in the woods, and I just forgot. So I put it in the barn instead. I actually specifically was going to do the creepy thing with the horse back in episode 1, and then I just plumb forgot. So just thought I'd do 2 for 1 and get some creepy murder visions and ghost horses up in here too. So yeah, that was awesome, guys. Thank you so much, and thank you for all the Banes chat, because I still have 1 left to use, and I got a plan for that one too. And the pet pals, I'll get to you. Don't worry, whoever you are, not a spy. So I stream here at Encounter Roleplay. Obviously here 2 to 5, Act on Cthulhu, and then Monday nights Song of the Deep. where I get all the feels. And Kat, you gonna go watch it? Because I want to see your rewatch thread. I'm really excited for that. Dope. That's something I have to look forward to tonight. Sweet. And then over on my own channel, which is twitch.tv/COLINOMICON, I do weekly one-shots every Sunday on One Shot Sunday. We do a completely different game that we pick up and go, something usually rules light or extremely low prep or no prep. So this weekend, we're doing a one-shot of Black Void, the Flight from Salvation Square, and we're using all pre-gen characters, and it's going to be, we just took the ones right out of the book, and we're just going to get up and run with it, and I'm super excited to play that. And then this Friday on my channel is the GM Postmortem, where Lydia and I sit down and chat with other GMs and game devs and talk about how to run a better game. And we're going to learn this week from Charlie on that particular topic. So come see that. You can go see both of these lovely faces on my channel Friday at 8 o'clock with me, Charlie, and Lydia. We'll talk about how to run the best damn game you can. And that's all that's going on with me. What's up with you, Charlie?
What is up with me? Well, I'm super excited to be back here this week on Encounter Roleplay. We have Flames of Freedom coming up very soon. Gonna hand over to them in just a moment. I would like to say that Encounter Roleplay has a full week this week with the exception of Thursday. We are also off for Thanksgiving. And we hope that all of our American cast have a wonderful time. We are grateful to you all, and to all of the Americans watching. We appreciate you. And if you're watching on YouTube, please drop us a comment down below on who you think is the spy. We had a flip-flop in our poll today. We started out thinking it was Verity. We ended up thinking it was either Judith or Alexi. So let me know what your opinion is. I'd love to hear it. And if you are watching live, go to join Discord and put your opinion in there. All right, that's it. We're going to go away now. So long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, and good night. Time to go to America for Flames of Freedom.